Right now during the Catch Seek event is one of the best times we've ever had to spend energy in Epic 7. This is because in the event, once you've bought out the useful stuff like Molagoras, there is an infinite energy refund at the very end. 100 carats for 80 energy. A quick disclaimer, because I don't really know what this means. In the bottom of other information, it says the selection of unlimited items changes every week. I don't know if this is them just telling us, like, hey, you don't have to waste your carrots on the Catalyst chest. You can get, like, the Molagora chest the next week, or I guess it's the Charm chest. Or if they're saying, hey, you won't be able to buy this energy anymore after the first week. I kind of leaning towards them just adding extra text for no reason, because this event lasts for 6 weeks. Surely we are not locked into purchasing Catalyst chests with our carrots for 3 weeks straight. I sure hope that's not the case, but just wanted to mention that because I don't really know. So let's talk about this energy. This energy is 80 energy for 100 carats, and we get carats by spending energy. So this essentially acts as an energy refund of sorts, making it so that all the energy we spend during this event has even more value. Like we have a buff event going on right now, the usual buff event stuff, and hopefully we get one this weekend as well. So pretty much whenever you spend a leaf and you spend that energy, you'll be able to get more energy back. So let's take a look at the rate for getting carrots so we can figure out how much of a refund we're getting exactly. This is the rates for carrots. You can see the rates for carrots for different content and their energy costs. It's essentially equalizing it. 40 energy is 100%, 20 energy is 50%. So even if you're running higher energy content, you're still getting pretty much the same drop rate, at least if you're adding it up. So we can use Rift to see how much energy we need. Carrots drop in bunches of 20. So 40 energy for 20 carrots, we need 100 carrots, so that's 200 energy. So every 200 energy, we get an extra 80 energy back, which is essentially acting as a 1.4x or a 40% boost to the energy that we spend. That's pretty insane value, because that means that your leaves that usually give you 80 energy are giving you 112 energy instead. And this is really, really good, especially if you're burning leaves during buff event. You'll be getting so much energy back, and you'll be able to farm so much more. There's one more piece of content worth mentioning, because the minimum is 10 energy. The rates don't start scaling until after you pass 10 energy, so the base is basically 10 energy with a 25% drop rate. However, there is Eulogy of a Saint that notably costs 8 energy to enter, but still has a 25% drop rate. This means that the refund on Eulogy is more like 50%, because you spend on average 160 energy to get 200 carats to get your 80 energy back. And it is worth noting that Rift is the only thing that really guarantees you get the carats. Everything else is subject to RNG. These are pretty large numbers, so the drop rates shouldn't be that bad, but it is worth noting that it's not going to be guaranteed. You could be getting less carats than expected. You could also be getting more. In terms of what you should be farming, it's really just whatever you need. If you need gold or charms, you do Eulogy. If you want gear, then you do Rift. It's also worth noting that Eulogy doesn't actually give you any EP, so you won't be able to get any catalysts if you really need those, in which case you would farm Episode or something. You also lose out on the little bit of extra stuff, the rare drops. There's, what is it, like Gold Transmit Stone, Leifs, and Skystone, some other stuff. It is worth noting that Eulogy's little boost on the carats you get per energy spent also applies to the gold carats. So Eulogy would also get a little bit more gold carats per energy spent. Speaking of gold carats, we also haven't really talked at all about the gold carats, because the gold carats also have an unlimited item, which is the chests. These chests have a bunch of different versions, and you're basically gambling to see if you hit. These items up here are guaranteed for every single chest. All of the chests always have these, and you can see the value here. This column is basically the expected value. It's what you're going to get on average per chest you buy. And of course that's not how it works, because you're not going to be able to get both of these at the same time. But if you bought, just say, an absurdly, ridiculously large number of chests, on average, if you split it up, this is how much you would have been getting per chest. So it's about like 13,000 gold, 0.04 molas, and so on. Also, every single chest has the jackpots. The jackpots are just really, really low percentage chances. You have a 2% chance for each chest to hit the jackpot with various items. There's the Molagora chest we can look at first. The Molagora chest has 30 molas for 1.5% and 50 molas for 0.5%. Adding it up together, your expected value is about 0.7 molas per chest that you buy. And it is worth mentioning, of course, you have to actually hit the jackpot for this to happen. Your rates aren't going to be this clean. A lot of people are going to get a lot less molas than expected, and some people might get more. The reset stone chest it's just 2%. I just grouped it all into, it's just reset stone. You've got a very small chance to get a reset stone. That's it. So that's why it ends up looking pretty low. It's just on average, you get 0.02 reset stones every time you buy the chest, since there's just one item. There's also the charm chest, which ended up being a lot better than I expected. We have to remember that epic charms are 3x the value of a cata charm, or of a greater charm. So this is basically 0.6 greater charms. Add it all up, it's pretty much 2.4 greater charms on average when you buy a chest. And then there is the Covenant chest, which is only for new players, but it's basically on average 3 Covenant bookmarks every single time you buy a chest. And again, I do want to reiterate that this section down here is going to be very, very high variance, because you have to hit a pretty low odds in order to actually have your rewards balance out properly. And we can also take a look at what the unlimited items are for each of the 4 weeks. For week 1, the normal carrots is of course energy, and for the golden carrots, it's the catalyst chests. Pretty much completely worthless, there's not really any point in getting these. Week 2, we've got accessory charms and equipment charms for the normal carrots, with accessory charms costing a little bit more. And for the unlimited chest, we've got the charm chest, which, like I said, is surprisingly good value if you're really down bad for charms. Week 3 gives us artifact charms, as well as the Molagora chest. And week 4 is catalyst chests for the normal carrots, and then we have the magic stone chest for the unlimited carrots, or for the golden carrots rather. It's also worth mentioning for new players, your week 1 is instead the Cub bookmark chest, week 2 is the catalysts, week 3 is Molagoras, and then week 4 is the charm chest. So that's it for this video. This buff event does not last much longer for us, so I'm going to get farming at least for the rest of the day. Hopefully the shop has the energy unlocked for all weeks. Asia will be our test subjects once they reach Sunday, and they can let us know whether or not we can spend the carrots on energy or not. But good time farming, guys.